So today I want to talk about analysis by paralysis. Now, what does this actually mean? This is just when players or people in general are so consumed of constructing the perfect plan that they forget to even do anything. So they're so focused on, let's say it's your football training. They're so focused on, designing the perfect plan, the perfect training. What am I going to do on each day? That they end up just not actually doing anything. They end up just sitting down and just planning stuff. They're planning things, but they never actually follow through and actually do something. This can be with football training, with planning your diet, planning your gym routine, planning your recovery routine, whatever it is. And the thing is with this is that this is a bad mindset to have. It's like literally when you're starting off something new, you just have to have the mindset of like, yo, I'm just gonna do it. Just do it. Just do something. Just even if it's not perfect, just do something. Because the thing is, you're never gonna have the perfect plan. You're always gonna be, tweaking stuff in between. You're never gonna design a plan. Let's say it's your training routine. You're never going to design the perfect plan on day one and then carry it out all the way up until the day you stop playing football. It never works like that. It always starts off of like, all right, cool, I designed this plan on day one, then maybe a week later I tweak a few things. 2 weeks later I'll tweak a few things. Years later, even you continue to tweak things. Like me, for example, like with my gym routine. First day I went in the gym, I said to myself, all right, cool, i'm gonna do I'm gonna do cardio, mainly just cardio, get my fitness up. And then what happens? I change it up. I start adding weights in there. Change it up again. Start adding, body weight exercises. Start, practicing my pull-ups, my dips. Just little things like that. Start implementing, trap bar deadlifts, no normal deadlifts, heavy squats, just little things like this. You're always gonna have to, tweak your plan and change stuff. You're never gonna, like I said before, you're never gonna have a plan on day one which you carry it out and it will never change. You're always gonna be tweaking stuff. Even people who are like 10 years into, going to the gym, or 10 years into, playing football at a high level, they're always tweaking their plans because, nothing ever stays the same. External factors happen, external changes are going to happen, things that you can't control are going to happen. Maybe you get an injury, so obviously you're going to have to change your recovery routine. Maybe as you get older, of course you're going to have to change stuff. Of course, when you get older, you're not going to train as intensely as you did when you were 14, 15, 16. um yeah, you're not going to train as intensely at like 35 than you did at like 21. It just doesn't make sense. So like I said, a lot of people, they suffer from paralysis by analysis, where they're so focused on um, designing the perfect plan that they never end up starting. They keep saying, oh, but I need to, before I start, I need to do this. Before I start, I need to do this. And the thing is that if you have that mentality, if you're always waiting for that perfect moment, you're never actually gonna start anything. You just have to start, even if it's not perfect. Like take take someone in the gym, for example. Take a fat guy, just a normal. You forget even football for a moment. Take just a simple like fat guy in the gym. He just has to go in there and just walk, just hit the treadmill and just do something. He has to have the mentality of like, yo, I'm just gonna go on the treadmill, and as long as I'm sweating, I'm doing something. And then maybe he's lifting a few weights. Even if he's doing the form wrong, it's like, yo, eventually as he keeps going to the gym, eventually he's gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna learn the form. He's gonna learn. Okay, I'm doing long distance cardio. Let me try, short interval training. Eventually he loses weight so he can start doing, sprint training on the treadmill, or he can go on the bike and start doing, high interval to low interval training. Like it's always gonna change. But if this fat guy's there at home saying, oh, but I need to design the perfect thing, and he's on YouTube looking for the perfect workout routine for hours and hours, for days on days, for weeks, months, even years. If he's just there trying to decipher, what's the best workout routine. Obviously, online, everyone has a different workout routine. You just have to figure out what works for you, and that's the thing. You can't figure out what works for you if you don't actually go out in the field and actually do something. Same as the football routine, same as the training routine. You can't go online and be like, all right, cool. What's the best workout for footballers? What's the best training session for footballers? Because obviously online you're gonna get, maybe you get one person online who's a right back. He has specific drills for himself. You get one person who's a striker. You get one person who's a centre mid, a centre back, a goalkeeper. Or even if you're the same position as that guy, maybe he has different strengths and weaknesses to your strengths and weaknesses. So maybe let's say as a striker, maybe your strengths are your finishing, but your weaknesses are your hold up play. But the guy you're watching on YouTube, his strength is his hold up play, but he needs to work on his heading of the ball. Well, obviously, if he's constantly working on his heading of the ball, but your heading is already good, you need to look at yourself and be like, all right, cool. my hold up play isn't good, so I can't really copy the drills that he's doing. Let me go outside and just work on my first touch, work on holding up the ball, work on work on turning with my back to goal, work on rolling my man, left side, right side, whatever you need to do. Just work on your first touch, plucking the ball out of the sky, kicking the ball up, and just bringing it down in like a confined area. Just little things like that. So that's what I mean by paralysis by analysis. It's just that you just have to go out there and do it. If you wanna try something new, you just have to accept the fact that it's not gonna be perfect on day one. It's not gonna even be perfect in year one. It takes time to perfect. You're always gonna have to make minor tweaks, especially in football. Like I said, there's injuries. There's days where you're really fatigued. There's days where you want to go intense. There's days where you need to work on this specific weakness on your game. Or maybe you didn't actually know you had a certain weakness in your game. Maybe you thought, oh, my crossing is good, but then you get to a match, you get to matches and you're like, damn, my crossing actually needs work. So you change it up, you change your training routine. Maybe you're training your passing, just your normal short passing and your first touch, but you realize, all right, cool, I need to practice on my crossing. So you change up the training session. You say, all right, cool. Before I was working on my crossing once a week. Now I'm gonna start working on my crossing 4 times a week. Just these little things like that. You're always gonna be tweaking stuff. So there's no such things like the perfect plan, the perfect method for anything. Like I said, technical training, your fitness, your gym, recovery. There's never like a one fits all system. It's always preference, and you only discover what you like by trying different things. You have to go through that process. It's always that stage of trying different things before you actually know, okay, this is what I need. This is what I need to become the best player I can be. For example, I used to be a centre mid, so obviously I was working on my passing, my first touch, learning how to turn, take the ball on my back foot, or even take the ball on my front foot. So a lot of drills were designed about close control, first touch, and passing. But now that I'm a fullback, the training is completely different. I have to work on my speed, my fitness, getting up and down that line, work on my crossing especially. Crossing was something that I never really worked on. Obviously everyone needs the ability to put a good ball in, but obviously as a centre mid, I don't think you have to specialize in crossing. But as a fullback, you're gonna be required to cross the ball every single time to your striker, to the opposite winger, wherever, knowing how to put the ball up at the front post, at the back post, knowing how to cut the ball back. You're gonna need to work on all of that. So obviously my training changes, focus on my crossing more, 1v1 defending, my dribbling, actually carrying the ball down the line, because there's going to be times where the ball gets switched over. You have to bring it down as a fullback and just carry it, whether that's 10-15 yards, and then do your next action, find a pass, or play across into the box. You understand? So like I said, everything just changes. You can't be waiting on this perfect moment, be waiting to design the perfect plan. Even with the YouTube channel, even with the channel, it's like, yo, I could have easily said, yo, I need to wait until I get the best camera, the best lighting, the best this, the best that. But it's like, nah, just start off. And obviously once you start off, that's when you actually learn certain things. That's when you can actually receive feedback off of stuff. You can get people in the comments telling you, oh, improve this, improve that, improve this. Or even with like the YouTube algorithm, you can just tell like, okay, what works, what title works, what thumbnail works, what type of videos work, what do people actually want to listen to in regards to football. Just little things like that. Obviously, if I hadn't released a single video, I'd still be there guessing, being like, oh, but I need a camera, but I need this, but I need that. But I wouldn't actually know. I wouldn't have experience in the field. You understand? So it's literally just about, if you're starting a new thing for the first time in football, if you're starting like I said, a new training routine. Let's say you're a really young player, you've never actually done individual training before, and you're looking online. It's good to get inspiration. I did that as well. Get inspiration, get a few drills. Obviously, don't like I said, don't get consumed in watching 100 videos, trying to design the optimal plan. Monday through Friday or something like that. Don't get involved in that. Let's just find a few drills online. Whether, let's say, passing, get a few passing drills online. Go outside, try them, see if you like them. And if you don't like them, if you feel like you can improve on them, if you feel like you can make them more game realistic, then try find more online. Or even better, you just adjust them. You can just adjust it yourself. You don't have to copy everything that someone says to the T. Maybe someone has like a shooting drill, but you want to mix it up a bit. Because maybe you want to add some more dribbling in there. Maybe you want to add Maybe you have a friend that you're training with and you want to add a little 1-2 somewhere in between before you take a shot. Just little tweak. That's what I'm talking about with the tweaks and the alterations. It's just that, yo, you actually have to be in the field. You actually have to, actually do the thing that you want to do. You can't just sit back and, be consumed in the planning phase. You actually have to go out there and execute. Even if it's not perfect the first time, it's not meant to be perfect. That's how you gain experience. That's how you gain the knowledge. That's how you can make those tweaks and adjustments so eventually it's perfect for you. But that's all I've got to say for this vid. I hope you enjoyed. I'm JT, and I'm out.